Just got promoted into your first managerial role? Congratulations! It's such a major career milestone, one that comes along with many opportunities, but also challenges. One of the latter is how to succeed in leading your former peers. Don't worry, we've got you covered. In this video, I share with you 6 tips to help you transfer from peer to leader successfully. Welcome to the channel. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Sabine Renner. I'm an organizational psychologist, leadership and personal development coach and trainer, and researcher in the field of positive psychology. On this channel, you will find proven and actionable tips, tools, and strategies to empower aspiring leaders to take the lead and succeed at work and beyond. You got promoted and you're probably super excited, but let's face it, even if it's difficult to hear, not everybody will be celebrating with you. In particular, if you stay in the same team and you're now supposed to lead your former peers, which can trigger people for different reasons, and we'll come to that in a moment. And maybe you too, despite all the excitement, you feel a bit concerned and wonder how to flip the switch and become good at leading your former peers. Now, before we look into today's tips, let's quickly explore why the situation might be challenging for your team so that you are better equipped to meet your former colleagues where they are and can come up with effective strategies. Getting a new manager is, for many people, quite a major change, something one has to adjust to. For some of your former colleagues, it will be relatively easy. They probably feel they know you well, you've established a solid relationship and trust, which is a great starting point. Others might be rather neutral, but open to testing out the new relationship dynamics and giving it a try. While some might be rather unhappy and resist and show that either very openly and directly, or, which is even more challenging, behind the curtain. And there are typically 3 reasons for that. The first one is that people fear that the relationship, possibly your friendship, will never be the same and that it may become a bit more distant. Or maybe second, they fear that you might favor other colleagues, in particular those with whom you're friends. And third, they're disappointed because they were hoping to get the promotion you got. So now that we understand the reasons, what can we do about it? Well, from my point of view, it all comes down to 2 different things. The first one is to really communicate openly. And the second one is to create a safe space in which people feel appreciated and heard so that they can actually open up. The best thing to do is to meet one-on-one with each of your team members to seek to understand their position and thinking and to find, to the extent possible, alignment with them. Here's what I would suggest you to cover in these conversations. Tip number 1, show appreciation and excitement. You've been working together with your peers in the past. You probably know them quite well, their strengths, their aspirations, as well as their achievements. Build on this knowledge and express how excited you are to work together with them and how much you appreciate what they bring to the team. Tip 2, express that you are there to serve them. Tell them that you see it as your responsibility to be there to support them, to create an environment in which they can not only perform well, but also develop themselves. Ask them about their current main focus areas, but also their aspiration. What is working? Where do they need support? In what kind? Where would they like to go next? What strengths would they like to contribute? And are there any development areas which they want to address? Now, be a bit careful here not to overpromise. You most likely won't be able to deliver on all of that overnight, so manage expectations wisely while still showing that you care and you have their best interests in mind. Tip 3. Seek alignment. Each team member is different, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach to leading people. Some people appreciate and need close guidance and regular exchange. Others thrive the more freedom we give them. So ask your team member how they would like to work together with you and what their needs are. Now, of course, you should have made up your mind around these questions too, so that you can actually exchange thoughts and align on the way forward. Also, ask openly what kind of questions they have so that you can address them openly. Tip number 4, stay humble and embrace the learning journey. Now that you're in a managerial role, you'll have to learn a lot and really elevate your skill set, in particular in the field of managing projects and leading people. That means you'll have to refocus your time and effort, which means that most likely sooner or later you will not be as deeply involved in all ongoing projects as your team members. Tell them that you rely on them to support you and that you look forward to learning from and with them. Tip number 5. Address changing relationship dynamics. Now, in particular, if one or maybe even several of your former peers are also your friends, I would recommend talking about whether and how your relationships will change as a consequence of your promotion. There is no clear-cut answer to that. Can you remain friends? I personally believe yes, it's possible, but it can be a bit of a balancing act for different reasons. The first one is that you want to make sure that you treat everybody fairly. You just simply can't play favorites. And the second one is that some of the things which you've maybe done on a peer-to-peer basis might now rather be inappropriate. talking about somebody else, or hanging out in the bar for a little bit too long after a business meeting, or sharing very personal details. Your decision to no longer engage in this kind of behavior could cause irritations. The good news is, if these people are indeed your friends, you should have established a solid level of trust you can build on, and I think it's perfectly fine to admit that this situation really feels awkward to you, that you value the friendship, and that at the same time you want to make sure that everybody in the team feels treated fairly. And to also express that the fact that you behave differently is not at all a statement about the relationship and the friendship, but a reflection of your new role that you want to honor. A true friend should understand. Tip number 6. Address disappointment. In case somebody is disappointed because he or she was really eager to get the promotion herself or himself, I think the best thing you can do is to actually first understand that this reaction is pretty normal and most likely nothing against you personally. Put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Coming in second isn't easy. They were hoping for the promotion and the related career opportunity. Now it's gone. No wonder they are disappointed. If you know for sure that a team member was hoping for that promotion too, I would highly recommend to address the pink elephant in the room. Ask them about their feelings, their questions, as well as concern. If a person was also up for promotion, this person most likely is an extremely strong contributor to the team. Tell him or her that you're going to do everything possible to help that person succeed, and then try to find out over time whether the person actually wants to remain in the team or search for opportunities elsewhere. No matter the path chosen, do whatever is possible to support the person along the way. Following these 6 tips will help you transfer from peer to manager in a much smoother way, a way that also honors and strengthens the relationships built with your former peers for your success and the success of your team. Curious to learn more proven actionable tips, tools and strategies that will help you and your team succeed? Well, then hit the subscribe button to stay tuned and check out this video in which I share 10 tips for successful one-on-one meetings as a new manager. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.